Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Vibe. This is Cody right here on Penn's Peak Radio. On the line right now, I have a very special guest. Her duo is coming to the venue here tonight at Penn's Peak. Richie Blackmore and Candice Knight. Blackmore's Knight is coming here. I got Candice Knight on the phone. Candice, how you doing today?
I'm really good today. I'm a little hot, but other than that, it's all good. How are you doing, Cody?
I'm doing very well. You know, it's better than the snow, you know?
We have fun no matter what it is, so it's all good. But I have to correct you on one thing. We're not a duo. We're kind of like septuplets, I guess. We've got a seven-piece band coming to you guys, not just two people. We've got a whole crew, so we're going to make this a big one.
Even better. I love it. So, Candice, I hear your new tour is beginning. Is this part of an album coming up? Do you guys putting out an album?
Well, it's actually a celebration of last year. We released late in the year. We released our 20-year anniversary album. So it's been 2 decades of Blackmore's Night music. I know, it's crazy. So you blink and stuff like that happens. Time goes by. So we've got 2 decades worth of music, and it's a double CD set. There's also a DVD portion on there that shows some of our crazy backstage antics, because with Blackmore's Night, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
One of the checklists to be in this band, I think, is that you have to be certifiably insane.
Awesome.
But in a fun way. Only the most positive way.
Of course.
But so what we did was we went to the fans, our greatest resource, and we asked them what songs over the past 2 decades of Blackmore's Night music helped them through hard times, or helped them celebrate great times, or their best memories to our music. And that's how we narrowed down the set list, or the track list, for the first CD. And then on the second CD, we added some new songs, some new versions of old songs, some instrumentals, things like that, and the video portion too. So that one is called To the Moon and Back. So we'll be playing some songs from every album from the past 2 decades, and so we're going to be doing a little bit of a tour. But now this is actually the 21st year of Blackmore's Night, so we're really excited, because that means 21 years we're finally able to drink. We're very happy about it.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, you beat me to it.
See, you can try to ID us now. We're all good.
Okay. Well, I got to kick it back all the way from your beginnings in music. What interested you to first start performing music when you were younger?
I've always just loved music. I was brought up with my parents. They were always playing music around the house. Of course, it was like their kind of music. So my dad was listening to big band sounds like Benny Goodman. I'm pretty well-rounded with different varieties of music and my love for each kind of different genre. My mom was listening to show tunes. I took piano lessons. I started singing lessons when I was 4.
Wow.
So, but I was never the one who was going to be like front and center stage and form my own band and like go out there and play bars and really kind of do it that way. But I knew that music was like my great escape from any pressures in the world. At that point, it was, what was going on in school, peer pressure, anything in dealing, with stuff in life. So I would just be the kid who was sitting in a dark room looking out the window and had my headphones on with my Walkman and kind of disappearing to a different place in a different time through the music. So it meant it was like a cathartic experience. Like it really transported me somewhere else. And it was like a religion to me. I would cover my books with lyrics from other bands, not even of my own, but just like, I was so obsessed by music. So I knew I wanted to do something in dealing with music, but I thought I'd be doing what you're doing. I thought I'd be going to radio or working for a record company or something. So I went to college for that. And while I was interning at a radio station out here, I wound up meeting my husband, and just natural evolution of our lives together. We met, we were friends. He asked me to go on the road with him, and when he was playing with Purple, and slowly we started, writing stuff together. And we honestly, in the beginning, like 21 years ago, we didn't think we'd put our songs out there for anyone. We thought it was just for ourselves. We kind of were like emotionally purging, like frustrations and things in the world, and this was like our escape from the pressures of the world to create this kind of music. And we did, and then some of our friends heard the songs and thought, they told us if they heard this on a CD, they would actually buy it. And then a record company heard it and they wanted to put it out. And so, like I said, a very natural progression, natural evolution, not something that I would have ever imagined 20 years ago that I would have been doing, but like an incredible blessing and gift, and life just totally took me in left field. And we're just having a great time, a great journey, and it's been amazing.
What were some of your idols, or who were some of your idols growing up, rather?
I love listening to. Really loved classic rock. So I was big Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks fan.
Oh, yeah.
And then of course like my teenage years is the 80s. So I kind of I got into, I would listen to like Motley Crue, stuff like that. I actually wound up doing a duet with Halloween at one point in my career, which was great. So it's funny, you never know like what's going to appear, like what's going to show, appear in your life. But I had such a different variety of influences, and it all depends on my emotions at the time. So I still listen. I love listening to Sarah Brightman. She's got this incredible. I don't know if you know who she is.
I'm not sure if I heard about her. No, I don't.
Yeah, she's got this amazing opera voice, but she also does other songs as well, and she's just incredible. And her songs are I've seen her a couple of times in concerts at the gigantic, productions that she does.
Right.
But if she just stood on stage and just sang, her voice just completely is like from another world. But then I love Joan Osborne. She's got that amazing, her phrasing, that grittiness to her. I've seen her a bunch of times too. I love the Eagles. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place, depending on how I feel at the time. So I don't know.
That's a great vocal band too. Like the Eagles were so underrated because Don Henley being the drummer and him being the lead man. This is incredible.
It really is incredible. As a matter of fact, it's funny because that would be like our go-to whenever we had to travel. And my brother and sister went to school. One went in Ohio and one went to Virginia. So I'm on Long Island. So it would be like long road trips setting them up to school, when they were going to college. And me and my dad be sitting in the front seats and just like putting on all the Eagles songs and singing The Windows Down. So it also brings nostalgia back. It's got like those great memories, but those harmonies.
Yes, of course.
Between the bands, they were, oh my gosh, just amazing. I love it.
Can't be beat, really. Can't be.
No. And you can't not sing to it.
No,
you can't not sing along to it.
Yeah, they all made songs. I believe back in those days, bands made songs made for road trips and stuff like that. Because every one of their hits you could sing by heart. It's crazy.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're so memorable. They're so melodic. I think that's another thing about with Blackmore's Night. Like with Richie, he's had so many decades worth of incredible music, but when we're going to choose songs to do, like as far as any of the stuff that he's done even before Blackmore's Night, he always says he wouldn't ask me to do certain songs because those songs are more for that style of singing, like an Ian Gillan style or Ronnie Diaz. But everything that Richie has written has been so melodic, so he'll go down to he'll figure out which songs have the most melody based and translate through our style, and for that would work well with my voice. He's really aware of things like that. He doesn't just play a song just for the sake of the song. He plays it to see what components really work best that make that song shine and translate very differently than the original. So it almost becomes like breathing new breath into an old song, or dusting it off a little bit, adding a little bit of fairy dust to it. So we kind of almost make it a Blackmore's Night style of other songs that have come before, and it becomes like a new version of it. So it's like sort of making it our own. That's
really neat. That's also good to have a partner that knows what they're doing in that aspect,
Oh yeah, he's very aware like that, and he's also very sensitive, which is super important. And he's probably the only guitarist I could imagine that. And I've watched, obviously being with him for so long, he's got this amazing creative process. But he's probably the only one that I've ever could imagine doing this, where he goes into a studio, he can play the most incredible guitar solos when he's going to record a guitar track in the middle of the song for his solo bits all worked out.
Yeah.
And he goes in and he does it all improv style, and he'll do a couple of versions of it, and whether it's on acoustic guitar or electric guitar or mandola or whatever, he'll listen to it afterwards, and I've seen him go, you know what, let's take that off and put a hurdy-gurdy there, or a gem horn, or something complete. Could you imagine another guitarist doing that? That's usually their moment to shine, you know? That's like their ego-driven moment to be like, here I am, and show what they've got. And Richie's like, no, let's take my guitar off and we'll put something else in there instead.
That's
I've never seen
really
somebody
funny.
do that. And he does it for the song, which I love. It's all about the song for him. It's not about him and his ego, which is fantastic.
Well, he wants to give the best product out there. He wants to give the fans something that they really, really like, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, it has to reflect what we always feel. It's funny. It's a strange thing because we always say that our songs kind of pull us in the direction. Like, I love when people say, interviewers will say, oh, well, what direction are you guys going in? And Richie and I look at each other like, it's not us making the direction. It's actually the music. We feel like we're on the journey of the music. Like, the music is pulling us in the direction that it wants to be about. So I know that kind of sounds a little strange, but we come up with a song and then we're like, okay, song, what are you feeling your instrumentation should be about? We don't force instruments on it. We just kind of try to see what comes naturally for that. Like the song has its own voice.
Right.
It sounds strange, I know. It sounds weirder when it comes out of my mouth, but
Candice, that sounds weird. That sounds really weird. No, I'm just kidding.
Welcome to my world, my friend.
A good friend of mine loves your song, The Way to Mandalay, off the Ghost of a Rose album. Does the band usually stick around after the performances? Do you guys stick around and talk to fans, or is that more or less stuff you do in the beginning of the show?
No, sometimes we do, if you can catch us at the right moment. It's funny, it all depends, because I feel like when we go out on stage, especially Richie, he kind of just opens himself up to, I feel like he's pulling from a higher power, because he never plays the same set list twice. The band will never play the same songs. If you see two Blackmore's Night shows in a row, they're going to be different songs in those Blackmore's Night shows. So
that's good, though.
Oh, it's great. It's so much fun, especially watching the fear on the other band members' faces when they don't know what song we're going to go into. That's the most fun part.
That's funny.
But, he'll play, he's so improv-based that he'll play different solos, different intros.
Right.
Like, everything's different whenever he plays it.
That's neat.
So he tends to, feed off the audience or the atmosphere of the venue, the energy of the house, and, kind of change things in dealing with whatever he's feeling. So if things go wrong, if there's sound issues or there's problems, within the hall or something, happens major that kind of throws him off, chances are you wouldn't even want to talk to him after the show. Because he's really sensitive. He really wants to get out there on stage and give 110% of himself out there. And if something messes with that mindset, he gets very, he internalizes it, and it becomes difficult. But if everything went well and he put on a good show and it feels like everything lined up the way it was supposed to be, he'll sit, have a beer with people, and talk for hours.
Yeah, I'll get the tab, guys. Don't worry about it. I got the tab. That's funny. Well, Candice, I'm going to give you this time now to plug some of your social media outlets so fans know where they can find you on the net.
You got it. Okay, so because we're old school, we've got the .com sites, of course. So we've got CandiceKnight.com, which is night spelled like nighttime, not like medieval nights. So
right.
CandiceNight.com. We've got Blackmore's Night, which also works together with Richie Blackmore. So Blackmore'sNight.com and RichieBlackmore.com are the same site. We've got 3 Facebook pages, Richie Blackmore Official, Blackmore's Night Official, and Candice Night Official Facebook. We've got Instagram at True Candice Night on Instagram, and also I'm on Twitter. I'm Candice Night on Twitter as well. So you've got all of those.
That sounds fantastic. I think I'm going to go follow you now.
Yeah, please do. I'll be looking for you.
That's good. You mentioned
I'll
before.
I'll follow you back.
You mentioned before about you wanting to do radio. You have a great radio voice, I must say.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it, and I definitely would have gone down that path if somebody didn't kind of scoop me up and take me around the world and show me this other lifestyle. So who knows? Well, I'm not going to count it out yet. If this music thing doesn't work out, maybe I'll still be doing that someday.
Well, we are 20 steps from the stage, so in the back, so you can just come and say hey to us when you come over here.
Oh, great. All right, and if you ever need a co-host, you let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. All right, Candice, it's been a joy and a pleasure talking with you. I appreciate it so much. I mean, this has been an honor, really. Thank you for calling.
Oh, thanks. I had a good time. Thanks, Cody.
All right, Candice, enjoy the show and keep on rocking.
Thanks. You too. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.